No one wants me around their food. Would you eat food that I gave you?
Welcome to the Black Irish Podcast. Hey there, and welcome to an all-new episode of the Black Irish Podcast with myself, Brendan McCorkle, and Mike, my favorite man, Crawford. What's up, dude?
What up, Brendan? Before anyone even recognizes, yes, I'm rocking a backwards jersey.
Mike Crawford will make it crisscross. That's what he does.
Jump.
Mike, I just realized today I have a piece of shit car. We're not even we're going off script right off the beginning. I just realized today that I have a piece of shit car.
You have a piece of shit car?
Yeah, my Prius. Well, because look, it's like...
The Lexus is not a piece of shit, bro.
No. It's got a couple little character dings, but that's about it. No, but the car is... All right, look. It's kind of like my body when I was getting fat and didn't realize it. I'm like, man, my fingers are swollen today. My ring's real tight. What did I eat? Huh. I'm like, oh, you've been eating for the past 25 fucking years, you idiot. Like, just garbage. It's a slow progression. It's not just today. But, like, you don't realize you're getting fat. Like, I didn't realize my car turned into a piece of shit. It just progressively did. Like, you know, the windshield wipers, even though I fixed them, like, just replaced them, like, they still don't catch the whole windshield because of all the cracks, or not cracks in it, but, like, little, you know, when the rocks hit it, the little fucking divots in the windshield, whatever those are called. Yeah, so like it skips over them a little bit, like it doesn't quite get a cool breeze on it. Like the back hatch, like the part ripped off, so it's kind of like got painter's tape like holding it together. I gotta like support the trunk as I lift it up. It's got like 180,000 miles on it. It's like the lights keep coming on, like low tire pressure, and I'll fill it up, and then the next day it'll be gone, like back up again. I'm like,
yeah, see, I can never let my car get that bad. I can't
see, but it's got 180,000 miles on it. Like I've been just waiting for 30,000 miles for this thing to break apart. But I'm like, I'm not a wasteful like, listen, man. As somebody that's been glossed over a ton, I do not. Yeah, but I don't like wasting stuff. It's still got plenty of value in it, so I'm still gonna keep driving it. Like it's still fine. I just realized today it was kind of a piece of shit, so I need to do a little TLC with it and try and fix it up a little bit, because I'm not gonna pour money into it.
My comment had nothing to do with the car, my guy.
What?
Black people can't drive cars like that.
I know, but you still do. What everybody does.
Yo, listen. You drive cars like that, you just asking for trouble.
See, but that, to me, that should be the opposite. Like, obviously, this person is can't afford to fix up their car. Like, let's not fuck with them today, if there's no reason to.
Yep. Well, guess what? I don't even want to drive a car. That mean I can't drive the Prius?
No, because it also Doc has a little MD sticker on the back too. So it's like, because we bought it from a doctor, so it was like, it still had the medical sticker on it. Bro. No, but they'll think maybe somebody in the family's a doctor, because they don't think I'm a doctor, that's for sure. But they're like, okay, somebody in their family saves lives, fucking let them go. I don't know.
I might think you're a doctor. You look pretty doctorish.
No, I look like I need to be worked on a lot. That's about it. I look like I fake a doctor. I'm pretty sure I've faked being a doctor before. Not like in a creepy way, but just like... I also pretended to be an astronaut once at a wedding. That went over pretty well. I technically... Well, what happened was we went to a wedding, friend's wedding somewhere. And I was just at the after party, you know, we have the ceremony reception, then everybody goes back to the hotel where we all bank the rooms, and everybody goes to the hotel bar. Well, my wife went upstairs because she wasn't feeling so hot, and so I stayed down at the bar, but I'm rolling solo. So I'm like, I'll just talk to strangers. So I ended up talking to a couple people, was like, yeah, no, I'm actually in the Air Force. I'm a pilot in the Air Force. I'm training to be an astronaut, this and that. So they're buying me drinks, and I'm going on. I'm just making up stories about, flying for the Air Force and shit like that. And then it turns out they bought me a lot of drinks because what happened was the next morning in the room, we have some friends come over. We all converge in our room. I don't know why, but our room. And so there's like 6 of us in there kind of like, oh man, yeah, the wedding was fun. You want to grab some breakfast. And then at hotels, what they do with the bill is they slide them under the door in the morning before you check out. Well, the problem is I ended up buying rounds for the bar. Unknowingly to me. So our bill was about $250 more than it was supposed to be. And the best I could muster up was Yowzer Bagowzer. And then we had to pay the bill and get the fuck out of there. Needless to say, I was not left alone at weddings after that. Probably for good reason. You know where people are leaving me alone, though? Is when I started sunbathing. While it's still warm. Because it's still warm in Cali. Like, barely. We had the initial fall, cold front of a week where it was, windy. And then cold, and then now it's
a week of winter.
No, and now it's to the point where for the next 2 to 3 weeks it's going to be 80 degrees, and then it's going to get cold. So I'm just trying to make the most of it.
What's cold? Come on, tell the people what you mean by it's going to get cold.
California cold is when it's
to me on my end.
No, it's like 60 to 65 during the day. You got to wear a sweatshirt. It's cool. It's chill. It's not quote unquote cold. But you can't sunbathe in 60 degrees, otherwise you're a psychopath. You got to do it right now while it's still a little warm.
I just wanted the world to hear, because there's 2 sides of the world. Because there's your side of the world who understands that garbage that you're talking about, where it only gets 65 and you consider yourself to be cold. And then there's my side of the world where we got to buy boots and walk in snow and buy not hoodies or sweatshirts, coats and jackets.
Yeah.
And wear thermals. So, I just wanted...
Do you wear long underwear? Long johns?
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
From the east.
Those are super comfy.
I've been snowed it in.
Do you wear the kind with the butt flap?
No. I only wear those in prison, my dad.
Just wear them backwards. Fuck it.
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Oh, shit.
That need a butt flap. Because I don't.
Well, that's all right. Sometimes you got to change. Hey, did you know that math has changed?
Yes. It's stupid how they do math.
Why is it stupid? Because that was my initial reaction, too.
Because it's just so long. Math as I knew it was a lot quicker process.
Well, see, here's math as I knew it. Math to me used to be pure because there was always one right answer, but there were multiple ways of getting there. And the more you knew, the faster you could get there, the more you could understand. If you didn't understand much, you could add your way to a sum. But once you start to understand things, you can multiply your way. It gets you there faster. So there are multiple ways to get the same answer. And then a lot of people fall off once you get to the higher grades of math because space and time bend, and that usually bends people's brains, so they stop. But, math... Why are they changing math?
Because they're bored. They got to do something.
I want to know if somebody truly discovered a better way to do math, or if it's just more of the same.
It's a more explained way. It's a more written out way. It explains it to them a little bit more. It does. I'll give them that because it's written out.
Yeah, but how many fucking bubbles do you need to draw? That's what I'm saying.
You're not challenging someone's mind.
Yeah, their intellect isn't being challenged. It's just literally drawing and counting.
Out. Drawing and counting. That's it.
That
once
math
you teach
is
someone 1 through 20. No, you can draw out pretty much 1 through 20, and everything else goes from there. It's only 21.
Yeah, that shit bothers me, man.
30, which is one different number. Everything else is pretty much the same over again. 31, 32. You learned that 1 through 10. So it's the same numbers with another.
The thing about math is if it changes, it's supposed to be more efficient, not less efficient. So why the fuck are they changing
but
it?
technically speaking, it's could be considered more efficient because they're going through that long drawn out process. So like it's easier to repeat.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
So, like,
I'm just saying, maybe that's why I like fucking puzzles, because puzzles are exact. There's only one way to do them, and that's it. That's the only thing that I know to be exact in this world is puzzles. There's one way to do them. I don't know. You know what else? I finally updated my phone. Like, I didn't get a new one. Don't fucking get me wrong. I still haven't made that leap off the bridge. But I did actually hit update.
Did you update to? But see, they give you an option. Like, you can just stay updated on 14, or you can go to like 15.
Well, here's the thing. I hadn't even updated my apps in a long time. You know, like the App Store apps. So I had like 66 apps that needed updating. So I went ahead and did that update all. Made sure my phone was plugged in for that one. And then it had been so long since I updated my apps that immediately 14 new updates came up. Like, no, you got to get the second update that you fucking missed. Just on apps. Like, how the fuck? Like, how often do they update those things?
Well, how is your phone even like functioning? Usually when you don't do that, your phone stops like working.
Just like me, man. We don't need a lot of fuel. We just need a little bit. We'll make miracles. We'll make miracles out of it. But I also, I'm afraid to update my phone, like the whole settings, because, you know, I don't want it to crash. They'll be like, this phone's too old. Kill it.
Hey, that might just happen with Apple, man. They find
I know. I don't know. How do you update your phone immediately, or do you usually wait a couple of days, see if there's any kinks?
It depends on if it's like a 0.1 or a 0.2, then you know what I mean, like I'll do that immediately. But if it's a whole nother jump, like we go from 12 to 13, 13, I need to read what's going on, people talking crap about it. Like I need to know what's going on.
But then you still eventually do it, right? So what the fuck? Yes. Why don't you just do it?
Because I need to know.
Because you need to know why it sucks?
Yeah, because I never went to like 13. I went from like 12 straight to 14 because it was too much bad shit I heard about 13, so I never jumped on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't update my phone for like a year and a half, and then I just did. So we'll see.
And I didn't do 15 to like last week. It's been out a couple of months, but
no, I don't even know. I just barely updated it. I mean, I guess I just updated it to whatever the newest one is because I just updated my phone. It didn't blow up in my hand, so that's pretty good. I don't know.
It should have blew up in your hand. That would have been a lot funnier.
No. I do think I blew up my son's Xbox, though. It's actually my Xbox, but my brother gave it to me, and I went to like do something with the Game Pass, like finally turn it off because I just keep getting charged for it. And I think Microsoft zapped the fucking Xbox. It was like, oh, you're not going to pay for fucking Game Pass anymore? No, because I've had that before and I fixed that. That you can fix. It's actually what happens when you get the red ring of death is the solders break on the motherboard. So if you take a couple of towels, wrap the Xbox in towels, lay it on the floor flat, not standing up, and turn it on for like 5 minutes, it heats up so much that the solders go back together. You take the towels off, turn off the machine, and just let it sit for like 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours. And then bingo bango, as long as you don't play it for too long to where it heats back up again, your Xbox will be cool. That's not what happened here. What happened here was I logged in to take this Game Pass thing off because we're not using it. And it was like, are you sure you want to turn this off? And I was like, yes. I kid you not. I hit yes. The thing goes, psh, screen turns black, and the button doesn't work on the Xbox anymore. Doesn't work on the controller to turn it on. Unplugged it, plugged it back in. So now I have to tell, and that was like a few weeks ago. So now I got to tell my son I blew his Xbox up. Or mine, but the one he plays.
He'll just tell you he needs a new one. See how that works?
Good thing Christmas is coming up. But we'll see. Oh, you know what I'm going to ask for Christmas that I just started doing? House socks, bro. I just started wearing house socks. Did you know that's a thing?
No.
You didn't know that's a thing?
No, what are house socks?
I thought you were gonna make fun of me for never doing it.
No, I don't wear house socks. I mean, I wear.
Well, you wear
socks in the house,
slippers.
but now I got slippers and Crocs, bro.
Yeah, but do you wear socks and Crocs?
Yes.
Ugh!
I wear socks.
That's worse than the fucking slides, like the Adidas slides back in the day, or even worse, like Birkenstocks and socks.
Talk about.
Go ahead and barf.
How are you commenting on Crocs and whatever? Aren't you anti-Crocs, or are you? Oh,
Yeah, I'm anti-Crocs. I'm saying no.
Are you coming around on the Crocs?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not on Birkenstocks either. I'm saying they all Crocs,
wear their Crocs.
Birkenstocks, anything that rhymes with ox and doesn't start with s is awful.
You're making reference to Crocs, and you're
Crocs suck.
to them, my guy.
I'm saying it's awful.
Talking about how to wear them. Why would you speak on how to wear them? Aren't you against them? So why? What does it matter?
I'm against them touching anybody's feet.
Nah.
Or anybody's wall for that matter. Gosh, these Croc walls are disgusting, dude. I wish they were flammable. Just walk by, accidentally drop a book of matches in every Dick's Sporting Goods.
Bro, you're a hater.
Fuck yeah, I'm a hater. Those things are so lame.
They're so comfortable, and don't worry, you're gonna be wearing a pair real
No
soon.
fucking chance. But I did start wearing house socks. So, okay. Basically, you just wear socks in the house. That's it. But, I mean, house socks, you would be like comfy socks.
They got them comfy socks that got like the stuff on the bottom.
Well, yeah, they make them. I just started wearing regular socks. Because normally I'm just barefoot around the house.
Cool. Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Why is that weird? Okay, why is that weird? Why is that weird?
It's weird to me because I'm rarely barefoot, man.
It's my house.
I don't care. I'm not barefoot in my own house.
Yeah, why? That's weird.
I don't like to be barefoot, man.
All right, well, don't be knocking on my fucking gangly toes because I like them to stretch and not smell so much. All right? All right, well, do you wear house pants or you just wear comfortable shit all the time?
Sweatpants all the time.
Did you used to wear house pants ever?
Oh, I got it.
All right, same concept for house socks. You put on something comfortable at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You take off your bra, you put on your house pants and your house socks. That's what you
You're
do.
learning that socks feel better than walking around without them. So there you go. Good job.
Hey, little baby steps, man. Baby steps. I'm just barely entering into adulthood right now, so.
You know what comes next? Them good old Crocs, buddy.
No. All right, so let me ask you this. When you put on house pants or something, do you shower in between the change? Or if you change your clothes from work,
change into
do you shower?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just I didn't know if it's like a, hey, I'm just getting comfy, fuck it, throw on the other clothes and then I'll shower later, or if you go right into it.
Now, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well keep that shit on.
Oh. All right. All right. I started blow drying my eyebrows. Just real quick. Speaking of showers. Why is that so funny? It does seem silly, but why? It's hair.
It's absolutely, it's barely hair.
I know, but that's why it takes so long. Done.
Or you could just let it air.
I'm already going from balls, ass, and taint. I go up. I gotta hit the belly button because I don't like my skylight to be full of water. And then I was getting used to, because I had my Joe Dirt goatee thing going on. So I would go up and swindle that for a bit. But now it's all like fresh and so clean. So I get like the nice weird little breeze just from habit. And then I accidentally did that, and it went up to my eyebrow. I go, oh, you know what? My eyebrows are wet too. Let me just go ahead and done. I don't know.
Yeah, bro, you're weird. You do
all right, well, let's just continue the weird fucking hygiene thing so we can get them over with this week. What do you do with your scabs? Because I got a big scab on my knee, and so like as it peeled back, I just clip it back with like toenails clipper so it doesn't get caught on something and rip off.
Or I just rip it off or let it fall off and then it goes in the trash. Man.
Yeah, but okay, I can't let this one fall off because it's big. So it has to come off in pieces, otherwise it's going to rip off and keep bleeding and keep scabbing over. So what do you do, Mike? What do you do?
What do you mean? I let it fall off.
Do you just do you bandage? Do you put bandages on scabs? That seems weird.
No, unless it's a big ugly scab. Then yeah, I put a bandage on it.
I don't know. That seems like a
Put
childish thing to do.
Too, man. What are you talking about?
All right, fine.
I gotta maintain my beauty, man.
Yeah, but
always at all costs.
I don't know, man.
Sometimes
I just don't see how that's
better than a bump, but it.
All right, well I'll take you into my last hygiene predicament of the day. So I started brushing my teeth the other day. Realized I had to deuce it up. What do you do in that situation? I was halfway through brushing my teeth. Had to drop a deuce. I didn't think about it. I just went and sat down because it was right there and realized I got a mouthful of toothpaste. What the fuck am I going to do now? I just brushed my teeth for an insanely long amount of time.
There you go. Just going to keep brushing it after I drop my deuce.
Yeah, but like, your mouth fills up with all the bullshit and just keeps foaming up. You look like you got rabies, blue rabies coming out of your mouth.
You're in the bathroom by yourself. Who do you look like that to, sir?
I know, but I'm saying it's gonna start drooling down my chin and shit like that. So now
oh well, cost of doing business.
Or you could just scoot back and right in the toilet. You're sitting right there over water, right between the legs, goalpost. Easy peasy.
Not miss, otherwise you're gonna be toothpaste man.
Or your dick would be so fresh, Colgate clean. Why does your dick taste like charcoal? Don't worry about it. Used to be a creamsicle. Oh man, did you do anything for Veterans Day? Shout out to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service.
Nah, I worked. But RIP to my homeboy who was a veteran and died. And that stuff.
That's usually what RIP means. It'd be weird if you said RIP. He's still kicking it at fucking Foot Locker these days.
Oh yeah, like, you know that? You know that?
I went to work on Veterans Day too, actually. I had to take the kids to the movies. I didn't have to. I got to take the kids to the movies, which was nice because our good friend, our house cleaner was here. So I wanted to get the kids out of the house, no school. So I was like, all right, time to go to the movies, which is kind of a predicament for me because I fall asleep in the movies. In the movie theater, I could fall asleep in a chair made out of broomsticks. It does not matter. Anytime my body sits for long enough and is not moving, it just is like, oh, okay, it's time to shut down. Boom.
It's time to go to sleep.
But I have 2 kids. I can't fall asleep in the movie theater. So
cannot fall asleep in the movie theater.
That part was kind of tough. There's actually a spot on my couch where if I sit down for more than 5 minutes, I fall asleep. I can't help it. Do you have anywhere in your house that's like that?
Anyway, dog.
Or just pretty much anywhere?
If I'm hot, anywhere can get it, buddy.
Oh, shit.
Sorry to say.
But it was like, dude, the whole day it was kind of like a clusterfuck because it was like the 3 and the 8-year-old kind of, they're far enough apart to where they're kind of bicker a lot and whatever. And I was just kind of like, gosh, damn it, guys. Like, you guys are really getting on my nerve. Like, I'm trying to do all this nice shit for you today, and you're making me not want to reward you. Like, we're going to do ice cream and movies and all this kind of shit. It's going to be so much fun. And you guys are kind of being dicks right now. So I don't want to give this to you, but I also don't want to take you home because I don't want to ruin our housekeeper's day. So, just have to fucking grin and bear it through those type of situations. But you do get these tiny little gems of brilliance. So we go in the movie. We go to see Clifford the Red Dog. Big Red Dog. Fine movie. I only fell asleep for like 3 minutes. It was okay. I was holding my son's hand, so it wasn't a big deal.
Your kid, as long as you keep them close and hold their hand, you can fall asleep. They ain't going.
Yeah, they were good. I made sure that there was a spot on the end of the aisle in the last row, like a buffer seat, and then I got the next 3 seats. So it was like my oldest. There was a buffer. Nobody. My oldest, my youngest, and me, and then the rest of the aisle. So, I kind of strategically did that, and then. So we're getting ready for the movie. The previews are starting, and there's some, debacle of seats and people are moving around. So there's a couple older ladies, you know, I don't know. I think they were Jewish just because of their accents, but I couldn't tell. But they were definitely older ladies and like kind of just standing there waiting for people to move out of their seats and chatting with each other. And their previews are on. The lights are still on, but the previews are on. The initial previews. And my 3-year-old pulls down his mask, looks up at them and says, "Cállate la boca." And then puts his mask back up and keeps watching the movie. And I'm like, okay. I don't think they understand Spanish, so that's okay. But what a fucking champion. Tell him what's up.
Yeah. What the
Which, I mean, then in turn, I got to go talk to his school because, yeah, he goes to a school where they do some Spanish, some English. But I'm not trying to have him teach him that kind of Spanish. I'll do that. You know, that's up to a parent's discretion what kind of bad words they're allowed to use. I don't even tell people to shut up in movie theaters. Oh, he's just raring to get in people's craw. He just fucking can't wait. This kid.
Yeah,
but they deserved it a little.
Curriculum.
I get it. I get it. Oh, speaking of nothing, I thought of this the other day. Speaking of people that are going to need security, who the fuck takes Trump's security detail? Because you know they get social security, Secret Service for their rest of their lives. Like as long as you're alive, if you're an ex-president, you get Secret Service. Like not saying people
who takes his detail.
Like not saying people
you're
support
assigned.
him.
You don't have a choice.
I know, but I'm saying like okay, are you gonna give it your best effort? Like with all like with people like this person's putting a target on themselves, and it's like, oh, I gotta really.
But truth be told, like everybody understands that they can't wrangle with those people. Like it's only like if someone's gonna try you, it's only gonna be that the stupidest of the stupid. Like no one really wants to shoot the president that bad. Like this is not JF Kennedy. Like this ain't. That was a long time ago, and they had him riding around in a car. Like no, you ain't getting none of that. Like they riding bulletproof cars now as presidents, even ex-presidents. Like it's a different time. And
that's the Pope, Mike.
Yeah, you would really the Cadillac that the president rides in is bulletproof. Bro.
There are a lot of bulletproof vehicles out there.
Yeah, like well, like man, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that would be a weird one to get. Just like, oh, okay. How long's this detail? That's got to be a rough one.
Which is why you sign up for that job.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's a job forever.
Yeah.
You're ready to quit. But you got to be willing to take a bullet for somebody else for your whole life. No matter who you're detailing for, Secret Service, whoever it is, if it's...
That's the part that's crazy to me. Like, do you think they get details where they're like, you know what? I'll try. But, you know, if I fall asleep at the wheel, I don't know.
I mean, I can have it.
There's got to be. People are human. People have feelings. Exactly. People have opinions.
Definitely.
Oof, that part's insane.
But I'm sure they look through their people and realize, like, pick people who fit. Like, they don't just put you random.
Yeah,
I don't think they would, like, put a black dude with Trump. No offense. Like,
wait a second. You're telling me the government would profile somebody? I don't think so, Michael. That's rude. That's just downright rude. Okay?
I guess you're right when you say it that way, but I'm sure they do.
I'm pretty sure that's what they base most of their opinions off of.
Profiles.
Oh, man. Well, let's just switch gears altogether. Let's flash back to last Friday. I made ceviche 2.0. Made a different type of ceviche. I went to the White Boy Vallarta. We call it Whole Foods. And went and got some fresh fish over there. Chopped it up, did that way. Just some standard albacore, shrimp, little scallop action. Kind of did my own twist on something that my buddy taught me. So that was a lot of fun doing that. I had my mother-in-law help me. So that was kind of cool. Just hanging out the house. And then later that night, we ended up going to the Lakers game on Russell Westbrook's birthday, which fucking who cares? They did a big old thing to him about that, and it's like, okay. Are Are you foreshadowing that we're going to lose by 30 points and get destroyed by the Timberwolves? Because that's about to happen. Like, bro, it was...
the Timberwolves or the Bulls?
No, it was on Friday. It was the T-Wolves.
Oh. I know we crushed the Lakers the other day.
No, it was D'Angelo Russell was fucking, like, showing off. Like, D'Angelo Russell was popping off at Staples Center. Like, that's not good. You know.
All the ex-Lakers came through and popped off. So, you know, all three of our stars are from Cali. Levine went to UCLA. DeMar DeRozan's Compton. And Lonzo was drafted by y'all and born and raised LA. And they all went crazy in Staples the other day.
Everybody is going crazy against the Lakers.
27 and 26. Crazy.
Well, dude, the T-Wolves, there was
just
like...
so you know, my Bulls are really hot. But
yeah, they are. I figured you were going to try and crowbar them in here. But, dude, like, straight disrespectful. The T-Wolves are fucking in Staples Center dancing in the huddle with, like, 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like, not like a minute left, like 8 minutes left. They're dancing. They're not paying attention to the play or nothing. They're just like, we're getting refreshments over here. You guys are planning something? Oh, that's cute. Oh, it was embarrassing. Like, I didn't think that a team like the Lakers could be embarrassed like that.
LeBron's not there.
Yeah,
wow. But LeBron's not there. And then Westbrook, your point guard, you're gonna have nights like that. You're gonna have nights where he goes crazy. That happens. But most nights it's 8 turnovers, a whole bunch of missed shots, and a triple double somehow.
Yeah, 12 for 26 from the field, some bullshit like that. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Well, here's the best part about that. Here's the best part about that Lakers game was the halftime fan game. So it was a 2-shot, the half court shot. Usually you do the half court shot.
They picked you?
They didn't pick me. If they picked me, I would have a big check right here showing it off. I don't miss.
Yeah, right, buddy.
Fuck that, dude. What do you think we used to do all day? Half court. And by the way, if you
the pressure though, you think you could just get out there half court? How many shots do you get? How many chances do you get?
One.
You get like one of those ball rack?
Nope.
You think you can get out there and go 1 for 1?
Listen, I think I could get it close. I think I could have people holding their breath as it's in the air. Unlike this gentleman, who his first half court shot barely went past the free throw line. Like 15 feet short of the rim. Woo, like way short. And this guy is, I would say, maybe like late 20s, early 30s. Pretty standard looking dude.
Because you don't understand what it feels like to stand center court at Staples.
Okay. I will give you, listen, Mike, I will give you that. I will give you that this guy buckled under the pressure of this half-court shot. However, at Lakers games, they give you a follow-up from the three-point line. And this guy came 10 feet short again from the three-point line. Don't you throw it over the backboard if you miss the half-court shot? You launch that motherfucker as far as you can if you miss the first one. You don't come up short twice. You throw it as hard as you did from half-court from the three-point line and hope it hits rim.
Shaking in his goddamn boots. Do you know how many people are in there and you're in the... Boy, you say it now until they call your name. Don't worry.
This went so far to where they were
this gear.
No,
it might happen.
This went so far to where people started booing, and then it was like they didn't even boo. Then they just started laughing. Like this dude got laughed off the court, and deservingly so.
You go to enough Lakers game that it might happen, and I can't wait to see what you do in that moment. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's a hell of a moment. I shot an airball 3-pointer, and it wasn't even people in the stands. I was at Georgetown. I was young though, but still, airball 3-pointer. We used to play at Georgetown, and just being on the floor and being there, and then you don't understand. Like it's just different. It felt different. My first one, let it go, airball.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you get a second shot from closer, you cannot come up short
I got
twice.
Plenty of shots because we were playing the game there, and I got buckets later. But
see, but okay. So how do you? I mean, we've talked about this briefly before. How do you think you would fare? Do you think you would at least hit rim or backboard?
I'd make the 3-point shot. I'm fairly confident I can make the 3-point. The first shot is the half court. I don't know. I'm probably going to doing backboard.
Okay.
It's probably going to be hard too because I'm probably going to overthrow it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like I ain't trying to be embarrassed in front of these people.
Well,
like,
so for the half court shot, like, you know, I do the 1-2 and then the 1-step throw.
No, I'm going to do the 1-2 and then shoot my shot.
You're going to jump? You're going to take a half court jump shot?
It's not going to be a jump. I'm going to be more to a 1-2. I'm going to run into it and lean, but I can't just, that doesn't seem like it's going to work.
Yeah, so you do 1-2 and then lead foot, kind of jump out and then push it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, same page. Just making sure. It's either that or the granny shot. If you do a 1-2 and try and heave it from your hip, you're dead every time. You got no accuracy.
1-2. I'm not grannying it, even though if you can granny it, that's your best chance.
Yeah, it's the most dead line that you're going to get. Yeah. And you got the correct spin on it.
Absolutely. And if you can get it there, most likely the granny's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unless you hit the back of the rim, then that's a bang. That'll come all the way back. So speaking of Staples Center, you know it's not really Staples Center anymore moving forward as of like Christmas?
You know what they changed the name to? The world is about to be off his axis, bro.
The Crypt. Right? Or some shit like that? Crypto.com?
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
I mean, crypto's taking over the world, and people have been trying to tell us that, and now you got to listen. This is literally one of the most iconic stadiums in all of sports, and their name is going to be went from Staples to Crypto. But it's also because people stopped going to Staples.
Yep.
Nobody needs Staples no more, man. Like nobody.
Because Staples is old. Like I was just talking about. Man, apparently we're a lot more influential than I anticipated. Because we were just talking about how Staples needs an upgrade. And hey, by the way, like first of all, they got to call it the Crypt, right? You going to the Crypt? Got to be the Crypt. But
I'm with you. I like that name. I didn't think of it.
Yeah, because you're not going, hey kids, let's go to cryptocurrency.com or whatever it is. And like, I just wonder what they're going to have to, like, I wonder if they're going to have like crypto cards and shit that you purchase there for food.
They're about to start taking bit and all that. I guarantee you.
For sure.
It's the crypto.com arena. They're going to take all crypto.
Yeah.
That's legit. Bit, whatever. They might take, Lights and Too New. They might take Shiba. Like, I'm telling you, it's going to be on.
What about Uban?
I don't know that crypto.
That's coffee.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what I can afford. Coffee grounds.
Yeah. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Shiba, Doge is still trying to.
All right, let me ask you this. Oh God, I'm sorry. If they change the name, do I have to take another shit there, or does it still count since I've taken a shit at Staples? Because now my new goal is to take a shit in every arena since everybody's so afraid of it and I can't stop doing it.
Hepatitis B, bro. Like, you can't do that shit.
Why? I'm careful. It seems like I have to anyway. Like, it's kind of inevitable. So I might as well embrace the hate and just make it my duty.
I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your butt, man. No homo. I feel bad for your ass.
Why?
Because you're gonna sit on the fuck around at the wrong toilet, bro. Like, that is not safe.
There's no sharks in toilets, okay?
No. It's hepatitis B and C and that shit.
Yeah, but you do some coverings, you do some hovering. It's okay.
I pray for you. I'm just gonna pray for you.
Listen, man.
I wish you the best.
There's going to be, when the world is over, there's going to be myself, Keith Richards, and some cockroaches. We're going to have to repopulate the planet somehow because nothing's going to take us down. Only the good die young, Mike. Come on. Whatever, dude. By that kind of time, we'll have all this technology. I'll just telegram myself all my favorite people. I'll bring back that old technology from years past. Oh, speaking of things from years past, what happened to that douchebag from UCLA, Josh Rosen? Is he still alive?
He played last week versus us.
Did he really?
For Atlanta.
That guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's their backup, and he played against us the other day.
Oh, I'm so glad. I literally
43-3.
when I originally wrote a note about it in my phone, I was like, "What happened to the dipshit quarterback from UCLA?" And then today, when I was writing the agenda, I remembered his name.
Yo, what's your thing with Josh Rosen? What problem you have with Mr. Rosen?
The fucking hot tub in his room at UCLA. That fucking bullshit.
He had a hot tub in his room?
Yeah, so when he was, freshman or whatever, like hot shit on campus, he got busted for having a hot tub in his room, like not supposed to, like he's getting all these preferential treatments and being a fucking asshole about it. Like, well, yeah, it's because it's me, blah, blah, blah. And then he fucking goes and gets dog shit. Like, yeah, you're a fucking loser, dude. You just happen to be white enough to be the quarterback at UCLA. You were good enough.
He was stunking up at UCLA and still got drafted 10th overall.
That's right.
He's never gonna be, and he's sticking around in the league, and people still keep giving him contracts. So he's gonna be rich to be stinky because he stinks.
He does
always stunk.
You know who doesn't stink? Cheerleaders. But the cheerleaders in the NFL, they're good from far, but they are far from good. Except for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, of course.
Where the hell did that come from? Who talks about cheerleaders, bro?
I don't know. I was just thinking because on the Monday night game or something, they were scrolling by the cheerleaders, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then they went and got close on some of the Niners, and I was like, oh.
You know what? To be perfectly honest, I kind of forgot that
was a thing.
Cheerleaders. Like, I don't even pay cheerleaders. Like, it's not like they're, like, cute cheerleaders anymore.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
While, but, like, they stopped being cute a while back. Yeah, I don't pay attention to cheerleaders. I'm a football fan.
That's why it came up to me, because on Monday Night Football, they, like, did a whole thing on the cheerleaders, and I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. Let's keep those cameras back, boys. Let's roll. And also, can you imagine, speaking of 49ers cheerleaders, if the Niners would have done the other thing with their pick instead of take Justin Fields, if they did the other thing people thought they were going to do when they moved up and take Mac Jones? What do you think that team would look like?
What team?
The Niners.
It would look like some winners. Mac Jones a winner, bro. I'm a fan of Mac Jones.
You're on the Mac Jones bandwagon?
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. And he's pretty good right now, man. He's got the longest winning streak in the league. He's playing his part. I have a problem with Mac Jones. I mean, he's never going to be consistent. I mean, the deep ball is not his thing. But if you run an offense where the deep ball ain't y'all thing, like, everybody doesn't run Bruce Arians' offense. You ain't got to be able to be consistently, or it's precision passing. Because guess what? If you throw the ball before and lead them, then you can throw the deep ball just as deep as it needs. Like, it's no pause.
Yeah, do you remember that time when Tom Brady became a deep threat? When Randy Moss was on the team. That was it. Other than that, there was nobody. Troy Brown and David Patton weren't going deep down the sidelines. They were going over the middle. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Speaking of Bruce Arians, though, all right, how great would it be if Jimmy G just ended up in Tampa Bay in 2 years and took over for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay?
He would have to make it another year somewhere because he ain't going to be in the 40. Even though I don't know why the 49ers are so in the rush to go to this Trey Lance guy because I'm just not.
Dude, I don't understand. Like, from what we've seen, he's got a ton of potential, a ton of already talent, but he needs a lot of shepherding. Why not just... And by the way, did you see what happened when Jimmy G plays all the snaps and they run the ball? Like, you don't have to throw 40 times a game, Kyle. I know that's your thing. I know you're a fucking guru, man. But why don't we just simplify it? Play to the strengths that you have. Let Debo in the backfield a third of the time. That seemed to work out well. And let Jimmy just take all the snaps. That way your personnel on the offense, it doesn't have to cluster fuck their minds for 2 or 3 plays and then try and get right back into regular mode. Like, just let him roll.
Man. You got it right. Just keep it simple, man. He wants to do too much, man.
And let Trey sit on the bench for the rest of this year. Maybe next year if it happens to work out that way, but I don't think they're that patient. I think they're going to get rid of Jimmy at the end of the year.
Yeah, then he'll be gone at the end of the year.
But how great would that be if he went to Tampa, like backed up Tom one more time, then took over? That'd be hilarious. I don't know. Oh, well, whatever. Nobody is going to catch up to Matt Stafford anyway. He's the only quarterback that surpassed 3,000 yards for the season. You know that, right?
I don't care. He's the only quarterback that's looking like a straight bum out here, throwing pick sixes and back-to-back. He's got 4 picks in 2 weeks. Matt Stafford is stinky, and boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You are just so incredibly wrong. He has 7 games to get 1,500 yards. That's nothing.
I don't care. What do you mean? That's
nothing.
That's not nothing. It's not nothing.
215 yards a game.
Until you miss 2.
Or he throws for 300 once or twice.
He's probably going to throw for 300 if he's out here, but I don't know because...
But their schedule gets harder. They're going to throw more. Like I said, I don't care if he throws for 250 yards and 2 interceptions. That's fine with me. I didn't bet on touchdowns and interceptions or QBR.
He stink.
I don't give a shit.
Somebody's going to put him out for a couple weeks here soon. Watch. Don't worry. They're going to rock his... Matt Stafford always misses games.
I will say, losing Robert Woods is going to hurt. That part's going to be tough.
Not when you have Odell.
Fucking Odell. I'm sorry, dude. He's overrated. He's overrated. That chip on his shoulder is weighing him down too much. It's weighing him down too much. He's got to just go out and play ball. Did you see him on the fucking sidelines? He's been there for 3 days. He's like, no, when I go this way, you go this. He's not even talking to the quarterback. Like,
yeah, he's talking to another receiver.
Bro, relax. You just fucking got here. Why don't you run your route first? I don't know. He's not the kind of guy that comes in and takes over and you feel good about it. He's the guy that comes in and takes over and you have to deal with it. Now, that's not a good teammate. That's not a good teammate, bro. Oh, well, let me ask you this. Transitioning into fantasy football a little bit. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, my team keeps improving as the year goes on while everybody else's is deteriorating. So that just shows you the level that I'm operating on in our league. I will say it did get interesting. You just
got away with like a high robbery trade, but
me?
Yeah, aren't you the Mahomes? Oh,
no,
that was Dow.
Yeah, that was my wife giving up the league to one of my biggest competitors.
And she took Mahomes. What do you want?
Not worth it. Win above replacement. Win above replacement, bro. That's what fantasy football trades are all about. Win above replacement. Points above replacement, really.
She did the right thing. Because Zeke, I don't know. He was injured the last week.
Why do you think I got rid of him? I'm like, I don't want Zeke in the second half of the year. I'll take Joe Mixon all day. You take him. Everybody wanted Najee Harris. I'm like, no. Steelers running backs at the end of the year, those are the guys you need to keep. So we'll see. We shall see. But I had a question. So we had just fantasy football got me thinking about trash talking. And we had Sunday dinner over at our house after baseball this past weekend, which, by the way, I finally kind of get Sunday dinner. I never understood it before. I'm like, what the fuck what's Sunday dinner? Who gives a shit about what day it is? Doesn't matter. But it kind of makes sense to me. We had some friends over. It was like, you get to exhale about the whole, the week is over. But even though Sunday is the beginning of a week, so you're kind of also gearing up for the next day. But it's like kind of a crescendo of, hey, we did it. We made it all together, and we're about to go do it again. It's all good. So I kind of get the camaraderie of like a Sunday dinner type of deal now. So that was kind of cool. But in that, we started talking about kids and trash talking. So my 8-year-old, he's in 3rd grade. He plays football with 5th graders at his school because he's fairly athletic and he can hang. He knows the rules, all that kind of stuff. So we got to talking about what's acceptable for trash talking stuff because there's certain people that were like, no, that's too young. Like not my kid, better not. And I was of the thought that, listen, when you're playing the game, you can step it up a level. You can say your dams, your hells, you suck, this and that, if you're going back and forth, especially with somebody older and bigger. Like, you got to let them know that you're not a punk. And then you prove it to them, and then you can back off the trash talk. But how do you feel about, like, especially kids talking trash?
Oh, no. I mean, it depends on what you mean by talking trash. There really no profanity. You can talk as much trash as you want. I'm okay with that.
All right, so, like, what's acceptable, though, in trash talk? But I'm saying specifically in sports. Like, when it's in the heat of competition.
Yeah, what you mean?
Like, is it anything goes? Anything that you can say to rile up the other person? Or is there anything that's off limits?
Yeah. I mean, you can tell them they suck. You can tell them they can't guard you. Like, what do you? I don't know. As long as they ain't cuss words, I don't care.
All right, but what about adults?
It's part of the game.
What about adults?
Adults, I don't care. At that point, there's no look. If you're playing sports against me, ain't no trash talk. Especially if I'm balling you, ain't no. I'm gonna be cussing and some more stuff. Yeah, I cussed enough last week, so I'm not gonna say some of the words I would say today. Because last week I gave y'all a profane show.
Yeah, we went overboard. Not overboard, but we went over the top.
Yeah, I'm trying to be cognizant of my curse words this week. So
I said I was going to try to not cuss this week, but I don't know. I'll have to actually consciously try to do that because I didn't.
I didn't go no curse words because I definitely cursed this week.
Yeah, I'll try and do that. We'll try and do one episode clean one of these days. I don't know when it'll be.
Yeah,
maybe on a leap day. If we ever record on February 29th. Which, by the way, my 8-year-old rocked me with that the other day. He's like, Dad, it's so easy to tell when a leap year is. I'm like, why? He's like, because the Summer Olympics. And I was like, you're a fucking genius, kid. Jesus Christ, how have I never understood that? All right, way to go, buddy. I know. Foul. I'm sorry. All right, well, what are you watching these days?
I'm gonna start BMF, but I'm watching Married at First Sight. That shit's running up. Last episodes of that. What the fuck else am I watching?
Is it any good? Is it getting better or is it just always the same? Like kind of like
Married at First Sight is pretty much all the time. I think some of the couples are put on there for pure entertainment, so I laugh at them. Some of the couples actually make up, and then some of the shit that happens at the end of the show just baffles the fuck out of me. So I'm like, bro, how are you even staying with her? And you dealt with that shit all 8 weeks, and now I was stupid. But anyway, and just sports, man. Like that's pretty much it. Like there's so much sports on right now. I really don't got time for no regular TV, bro. I go to work, come home, and there's sports on all time. Basketball, college and pro, football, college and pro, hockey. What you want, man? Whatever you like, there's yours out there. Except for you're a baseball fan. If you're a baseball fan.
Well, no, that's not true because baseball right now they have all their signings are just starting right now. So you got some, Thor got signed to the Angels. You got fucking. By the way, nobody can be Rod anymore. They need to stop doing rods for every Rod. Like,
Rodriguez.
Dude, there's like E-Rod gets signed to the Tigers for a 4-year deal, and it's like, who the fuck is E-Rod? There've been 5 of them already, and there's 6 A-Rods, and they're like, just no. Stop it with that. I don't know. Yeah. So you haven't got on Swagger yet?
No, I haven't found a way to watch it yet. I'm gonna find a way though.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna figure it out.
I will not illegally send you my info.
No.
But I did. Okay, so I did start trying to watch BMF again after you like made it unwatchable for me, and it's actually extremely beneficial for me these days because it's the new version of GAC, which used to be the Great American Country Channel, which equals Snooze Fest. I used to be back in the day, like I put on BMF now, I sit in my spot on the couch and I'm out in 5 minutes. I'm like, yep, I ain't watching this, I'm out in 5 minutes. There used to be, like I used to put on country music. My dad taught me this move. Before I liked country, he's like, just put on the country channel, you'll fall asleep in 5 minutes. It's great. Just put your TV timer on for like 20 minutes, you'll fall asleep, no worries. So I started doing that, and then I started liking country music. This was back in like high school.
I use Riverdale for that on Netflix.
Riverdale's your sleepy time?
If I just want some background noise, I know damn well I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Is it?
It's based on the comic book. And I watched the first season where it was decent, but now it is so trash.
Wasn't that the one with the guy from 90210 that died?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
Cause I don't know.
Maybe he didn't die. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Hey, how do you feel about ensemble casts if they have somebody in it that you don't like? Like, will you still watch the show or the movie or whatever?
Yeah, because I don't like 50 Cent, but I watch all this shit.
You don't like? I thought you did like 50 Cent.
Nah, I like his first album and some of his music, but I don't like 50 Cent, the asshole.
Oh, yeah, the person. Gotcha. Okay, that's where my confusion lied then, because I'm like, I've listened to 50 Cent with you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, no, the music.
Yeah, okay. I was like, did something change? Did he hurt you, Mike? Did he hurt you?
No, he didn't hurt me, man.
Tell me where he touched you, Mike. Tell me.
He mistreats his kids and shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking dope. Yeah, he's an asshole. Did you start watching Man in the Arena or whatever that Tom Brady fucking bullshit thing is?
No, but I saw they tried to force that shit on you, bro.
They did. So, funny enough is I kind of gave in because I went on the ESPN app or whatever yesterday, not realizing that was
the first thing.
Yeah,
two of them.
Yeah, it was like it's live or you could watch it from the beginning. I'm like, okay, first of all, who picks live if they haven't started watching it from the beginning? That's stupid as shit. But I was like, okay, let me try and watch it. So I watched 20 minutes of it yesterday. I finished it up today, the first episode. It's kind of well done. It's okay. I swear to you, it's like they threw it together. It's like, hey, we can get all this stuff. We already have all this archive footage. Let's just kind of slam it together and we'll interview a few people about it. But I will say, the first episode, I don't know how much they paid Drew Bledsoe to come back and do these interviews and just cry on camera, but I hope he got paid a lot because the first episode is just about how Tom got his start, and that means somebody went down to get it. You know what I mean?
Just crying on camera?
Well, just remembering how it went down and getting choked up about it, and it's he signed up for this. So hopefully they gave him some good cabbage because he's done well for himself. He was the first $100 million man, really, QB. And then he played for Dallas afterwards. He had a career afterwards, so he still should be good. I don't know.
There's no way I would have signed up to tell that story that way.
Right?
No fucking way. As a man.
Yeah, that was kind of tough to watch, but I mean, it's okay. If you're into it, then watch it. If not, they're gonna force it on you anyway. It's gonna be on after Sports Center every night for the next 7 weeks or until the shit's over.
Pop that shit on your TV.
It's gonna be on both it's ESPN will have Sports Center, ESPN2 will have this, and then they'll flip flop and they'll interchange it into games. Whenever they have dead time, it's going on there. That's what it is. So catch it if you can't avoid it. Basically. You know what is exciting though, as we come to a close this week, is I just realized I went on HBO Max just dicking around to see what was on there. And they just threw up all 5 seasons of Martin. So that'll be my my new throw it on in the background. Don't need to watch it because I've seen them all fucking 10 times, whatever.
It's hard. See that I could never do that with Martin because I'm always laughing, so I never go to sleep.
See, but I'm Martin was also kind of like Seinfeld in my house. It was on all the time. My parents watched it religiously. What? Okay.
Go to sleep to Seinfeld.
My little brother, when he was Connor's age, 3 years old, he was walking around the house, Martin, singing the song. That's how prominent Martin Lawrence was. We were a Black Knight household, for crying out loud. We love Martin Lawrence. But anyway, it's that was a nice little treat to be oh shit. And then you get to see Tisha Campbell again. She was my first TV crush. Cause she could sing.
She could sing.
You didn't like Tisha Campbell?
Oh no, I liked her. She had a big head though, but she can definitely sing.
Well, yeah, she had a big head and a weird wig cut. Like her hair always looked like a wig. You're like, come on, girl, you can do better than that. Oh shit. Well, all right. Well, on that note, there's plenty to watch this week. Oh shit! I also watched the fucking The Rock. What's the movie with The Rock? Red
I have no fucking
Target. Red Birds. Red. It's on Netflix. The one with Ryan Reynolds.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
Red Notice.
Red shit.
Red Notice. If you have 2 hours to burn to watch an action flick, it's actually pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I won't give anything away. Like, there's nothing to give away. It's a 2-hour action flick with The Rock, which means if it was 90 minutes, it'd be about 15 minutes too long. But it was still pretty good. So if you're into that kind of thing, then, you know, if you want Skyscraper 2.0, throw it on. It's decent. It's pretty funny, actually, because Ryan Reynolds adds a nice little comedy layer to it. So it's decent for what it is. What's better for what it is, though, is this week's playlist, because we're going with Lil Wayne and No Doubt.
No diggity.
We'll see. We shall see. All right, Mike. Well, I love you so much, and I really, really, really hope that your fantasy team can pull their heads out of their ass now that you are 1 game out of 6th. But you also are tied with 3 other people, so it's going to be some tough sledding, sir.
Just gotta win, baby.
Just
Love
win.
You too, man. And R.I.P. Young Dolph. And that's what's up, man. See you next week.
All right. Love y'all.
Before that.
Hey, be good to each other. Peace.